recently finished a Genesis studies that looked at the work of man as God designed it, and the writer builds out, the 7-day creation with 6 days of work and then rest. That means those 6 days of work are filled with minutia, minor things that are part of the whole life of, work. 90% of life is just tilling soil, weeding, seeding. The harvest parties, the grand feasts are not as often. Although, doesn't it rub you wrong that we do mostly that for our entire lives, then we die? This is a focus of Ecclesiastes, discussing the seemingly pointless nature of life, and that thought is pretty pervasive today. Life has become less valuable because it's been so misunderstood from how it was designed. And I think, it should feel disappointing. We should feel unresolved here. Because for all the goodness we may experience in our various situations of our walk, death still exists, even if it's on its last legs. There's a core motivation to find purpose and fulfillment in life that we scratch at times as believers, but never seems to be fulfilled. Not totally. Again, I think that's for a good reason. God built us with authority. And no, that doesn't mean we can march into the city office and expect our demands be met that day. But that authority is built as man's way of co-ruling. God made us to work like him, so it should bother us and motivate us to want more. Having a toddler has taught me our authority is made aware in us in a very early age, and we challenge others regularly. But as Genesis 4 talks about, the enemy seems to rule over us with evil desires and temptations, trying to usurp that authority God's given us. These things that push us away from our role as God's image and likeness bearers. Our role, our task as the original audience heard it, is doing good with the thing God has given them, the allotment he provided. Representatives of creation. That's our job title, regardless our role. Ecclesiastes 3:10-11 puts it this way. I've seen the inyan, a Hebrew word for task, occupation, or job. I've seen the inyan God has laid upon the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. When we struggle against the shortcomings of this world held by death, know that grip is weakening as the authority of Christ is brought forward by obedient image bearers. It's interesting then. You want to be fulfilled, see purpose in your life? Start here. Be focused on the work of God's kingdom, and you'll find contentment now, even amidst the struggles. Then someday, you'll truly be free to live as God intended with the authority built into you from the start, to build something amazing alongside God. That starts with subjecting your dissatisfied, miserable will to Christ's better story and perfect will.